What's up, guys? It's Pat Adair with West Deptford Little League. Today we're going to talk about lining our fields. Okay, all the equipment we have here to line the fields can be found in the shed nearest to your field, typically the Gator shed or the large shed by field 5. If not, there are also field boxes at a lot of our fields, so this equipment might even be closer to you. Okay. First, we have our template for our batter's box. We have a string line to run our straight lines. You'll probably need a hammer to put the pin in to run our line. Okay, we got our liner and chalk. All right, so our field templates go down. Make sure that this crossbar in the center of the template lines up with the center of your plate. Okay, we don't want to flip it backwards and have our batter's box too close to the pitcher's mound. We always want to make sure we're laying these fields out properly. Okay, I like to lay it down, step back, see how square I am. Once I'm comfortable with how square it is to the plate, a simple tap on the corners will leave a little mark behind that you can then use to trace out your batter's box. If you don't want to just step on it, you can also grab a tool. This is part of our peg for the liner. Mark the corners, and you can follow it with the lining machine. When we're using the field liner, okay, we always want to make sure we're not putting too much material in there. One, it makes it harder to use. Two, it'll eventually clump up if it's left overnight half full. Okay, so typically for a normal size field, you can get 3 or 4 games out of 1 bag of chalk. Okay, so what we do, we rip the bag open a little bit. Again, always good to pour some in. You can come back and pour more in if you need to. Okay, that should be just about good for this game. Operating these is pretty simple. Okay, in the back we have a lever. Okay, as far as you pull out the lever will determine how much materials it's dropping on the ground. Again, it's always good to start small. You can make a couple paths over it rather than dumping too much on the ground at once. Key is lining yourself up properly. Okay, look where you're headed on the other side. We have an arrow we can follow to go straight. Push it in and shut it off. We have ourselves a batter's box. When we're marking our first and third baseline, we start from the back corner of the plate and work ourselves to the outside of the base. Okay? So we're not just coming straight from the corner of the batter's box. We got to make sure we're starting from that back corner of the plate. Pull our line snug to the outside of the base, okay? And then we can trace right over the line with the machine. Okay, on our way back to get the liner, we pull the base up out of the ground so we're not running over the base. Again, our string line should be right in the edge with the outside of the base. Throw this out of the way for now. From here, set ourselves up along our string line, and again, same as before, pull it out a little bit. We don't want to be dumping too much material. We can always go back over the line. Right there. Sometimes I gotta backtrack. Now it's smooth sailing. If you see the line start to get faint, that might mean you need a little more material. Sometimes you can just give it a tap, more material fall in, but in some cases you'll need to add more. Again, better to add more later or add more while you're doing it than have too much in the piece of equipment.